Welcome back to Supercar Connection. You can find us on social media at Supercar Connection and full episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and video on YouTube. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment what you think, send us to another car lover. Your support is what allows us to make this better each and every week. I'm Gavin, and this is my boy Joe, and we're here to talk about cars.
Segue me in then. Let's do it.
Yeah. Have you been on a Segway in a while?
Honestly,
I'm kidding. That's not part of the Segway.
I would love to open with that. What I was about to say was going to be funny, but then you stopped me right now.
Mm.
My 300-pound ass, 250-pound ass doesn't fit on a Segway.
Mm.
You
I feel like you could get it going really fast, though, because you lean forward.
Yeah, but imagine when I stop, to stop for me, forget it. If I'm going too fast, I'll die on a Segway. To getting all that forward momentum and then having to try to stop and, like, correct when I already don't fit on the damn thing, I'll die. I need one of those, like, super Segways that, like, the cops have, like, the mall cops have.
Oh,
like, are almost like damn near giant, like tricycles.
Yeah, because they're 300 for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
the three wheels.
If I can get a three-wheel Segway, then maybe I'll push.
That's that Orlando special.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally like walking around Disney World type dynamic. I can't do the little Segways. I will die.
No,
I will die.
That's fair. Well, this is gonna date this episode a little bit because by the time they're hearing this, time you guys are hearing this is going to be like long past, be a few weeks ago.
True.
But, since we're just getting started, we're a couple weeks lead time, and we got to talk about it. This, what was it, Monterey Car Week? Up in Monterey?
Car Week, yep.
We've got some big reveals. And
some big reveals.
I'm interested to see if you were impressed by the reveals or displeased by the reveals.
Which one we want to go for first?
Before I say one, I feel like when someone big announces they're going to reveal something, I get pretty excited.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I feel like a kid on Christmas.
When I heard there was going to be a new Lamborghini, yeah, it's like that's like December 25th. Put it on the calendar.
Literally.
Like I woke up that morning and was like, is it posted yet? You know? And then I'm just checking all day.
How many possibilities does like your mind jump to? Because like as soon as I heard the same thing, I literally thought of like 50 different options or directions.
Yeah. So many things, and there's so much potential there. So much potential. Don't you think?
No, I mean honestly, for me. Now that we're talking about Lamborghini, you might as well just go into the Lamborghini.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to recap them? Yeah. What is it?
Lanzador.
Lanzador?
Lanzadoro.
Lanzaditi. That was the biggest joke of a release that I've ever seen in my entire life. You want to go first and have your positive opinion, or can I just share my completely?
You think I have a positive opinion?
I'm
about that
assuming
car?
You have a positive opinion because it's Lamborghini and you're a fiend for them.
Well, so are you. You want to pretend like you're not a Lamborghini?
Okay,
fiend?
I'm not going to pretend I'm not a fiend, but I think your degree of fiendness is definitely more than mine.
I've been a Lamborghini fanboy my whole life.
There it is.
That's true.
I've been a Lamborghini fanboy when I was like, I don't know, early middle school.
Yeah.
Before that, I think I was just too focused on basketball.
I was definitely obsessed with Lamborghinis at like 9 years old.
So your fiendness is a little bit more.
Yeah. So Lamborghini's always been my thing, and like there's here's the only thing I can say positive about it. There's some angles where it's like it looks kind of nice. Every time I get to the side profile shot, I just want to shoot it in the face.
What do you think it looks like in a side profile? I can't even it literally looks like the most. I can't even. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like I feel like I'm looking at some like World War II off-roading vehicle.
Why is it so thick?
It's ridiculous. It literally looks like for me, I think I was really disappointed with the whole thing.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like if Lamborghini decided to make a version of the 5 Series GT.
The bigger
the 5 Series with the like fat trunk for some reason.
Yes, the one that have the trunk that has the complete like lift gate almost. It's literally a lift gate. It goes all the way to the roof. I know
the
exactly
5 Series GT.
It's ridiculous.
Like they made one of those. You're like, what is this? Who's buying this?
I saw that one for like one of those cars for the first time, and I was like, is that an X4? And then I like got into it. And I was like, an X6? I was like, what?
It's too flat to be an X6.
It's ridiculous.
It's too thick to be a 5 Series.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
it's a 5 Series that let itself go.
Oh my goodness. Telling you,
and that's what this is a Lamborghini that let itself go.
Yeah, literally, it's like a BMW that like followed the path of his owner, but whatever. My whole thing is with this release, in my opinion, it kind of gives like the perfect brand of what Lamborghini as a company is becoming.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Then again, this is going to sound very salty because it's one of those like you can't hate from like outside of the club type of opinions.
It's 2 doors too, right? It wasn't even 4 doors.
No. I think it was
it's
2 doors.
2 doors.
It's 2 doors
on top of it all,
and it's specifically
it's 2
4
doors.
seats.
Yeah.
2-door, 4-seat.
2-door, 4-seat.
And I'm pretty sure like the
Audi
seat
A5.
motion. Yeah, I think the seat motion is like literally like a Camaro or Challenger. It's like pull the lever, come back, get back in there.
Pull the lever, crunk.
It's a joke, dude.
Wrong lever.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Lamborghini is becoming a joke. Again, it's going to sound very hate from outside of the club type of vibe, but take, for example, before this released the Rivielto, okay? That in itself, the debut of the car was something special, okay?
Yeah.
But what's happening... The deliver. Like the concept of taking away the Aventador and giving us something new to like go forth, fine. Ever since everything besides that is garbage, is horse. It's ridiculous. The car itself, okay, production is barely getting started. It's not. I don't even think it's really started yet.
Oh, it's not. They're not even. They said they're not even going to have it till 2028.
The Lanzadorici, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's 5 years.
I'm
now.
gonna get to that.
They rolled that out and said, "See you in 5 years."
I'm getting to that. So then on top of that, Lamborghini, they already have the Rialto sold through 2026. You know how ridiculous that is? So unless you've bought a Lamborghini before, however it works with intro Lamborghini, which I'm pretty sure you'd have to own a Lamborghini prior, you have to be recommended in by somebody who's owned Lamborghinis or multiple.
To get a new one?
To be able to buy directly from the dealer, you have to have a pre-existing relationship with them.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Granted, I know Ferrari does that for sure.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
Lamborghini does it. Maybe if you know
Lamborghini
your finance bro, that you guys are in the same frat, and
I'm
all
sure,
of a sudden he's selling cars at Newport Lamborghini, sure, you might be able to get an allocation.
I'm sure you could order a Technica or something like that.
Yeah.
Or there's STOs everywhere.
My whole thing is, so you have to be able to get invited now to have ordered it to get it through 2026.
But yeah, for the new release, the new Rivelto release.
It's ridiculous. So you're telling me from now until 2026, my only option is to buy it on the secondary market, which is it's gonna go for twice the price because nobody can get their hands on them. Predetermined. We already know that nobody can buy one. Nobody can get one from 2026.
That's like the I saw an Ultimate for 990,000.
I'm telling you, man.
There's 900 something thousand.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, who's buying? I mean, like,
there's buyers.
The Aventador is amazing. But people are out there spending $1 million for that.
I'm telling you, man, there's buyers at every level. There's crazy money at every level. So you take that Rivelto, okay? That in itself is dog crap, okay? Now, all of a sudden
because no one can get it, you're saying?
Yeah, the whole dynamic. You cannot get the car until 2026. And again, who knows what's going to happen after that. There will be
used ones available.
That's the thing. You used ones, but the thing is, it's the only option. Like the Corvette Z06, they know the production's slow. So if you want one, you're paying markup. It's the same thing that's going to happen with these Riveltos. If you want one, you better pay me double because I know you can't get one from the dealership for 5 more years, 4 more years, 3 more years.
Yeah.
It's like guaranteeing destroying the secondary market. That's what I hate.
Yeah. I see what
you
you're
get
saying.
me now?
Yeah.
So now you have Monterey Car Week, right?
Yeah.
Where you have all these other companies that are debuting good stuff. And Lamborghini's like, well, we need something. Let's just throw something out there to kind of like see that we're still important in this whole dynamic, even though everybody here is either already bought in the car or is not going to be able to buy the car for some years. So they're like, let's throw together a beefed up camper vehicle and just call it and say this is our new model that we're coming out with. And then on top of that, once all the shine and glitter and horse crap is off of it, production date 2028.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a bigger joke.
It's not like it's right in the middle of being cool. Like it's not sleek enough to be like a sick like sports car.
Right.
But it's not beefy enough to be like, oh, that looks like Batman would drive it.
Right, like a Batmobile type dynamic.
Like if they wanted to give us a Batmobile dynamic, they should have committed to that.
Exactly. Pick a direction and run with it.
Yeah, don't give me like this like
half crap.
Yeah, somewhere in between.
I'm telling you, it's that's my whole thing, and that's why I'm bothered by it so much. Is because it seems like for whatever reason this is the direction that company's going. It's like they want to be even crazier than Ferrari. Because Ferrari, for the longest time, like even now with the release of their new the new SF90 XS or whatever it is. That's the first time a Ferrari's been released with like that insane level of modification / aggressive stance on like parts and look.
Yeah.
With all the carbon fiber and the big wing and stuff like that. Normally, 10 years ago, Ferrari was like, do not modify our cars. Like, you buy a Ferrari and you modify it, you're not allowed to buy another Ferrari from us.
Yeah, they didn't put a wing on a Speciale or a Scuderia.
Nothing. None of that stuff has that kind of crap. So
the F40 was the last thing with a wing on it.
That was it. And then that was like the greatest thing ever. But now you have Lamborghini that started.
This is really like the reincarnation of the F40, maybe.
I would love for it to happen, dude.
For once, they pushed the design that far.
That design is crazy.
I think it's beautiful.
It's ridiculous. I mean, all those not old school, but all those like one-off Ferrari, not one-off, but like really special edition Ferraris are wild.
See, look, back in the day, I would have been talking good about Lamborghini and bad about Ferrari. Today, it's flipped.
I'm telling you, I think
hurts a little bit.
Lamborghini forgets where they came from, how it all started, and now they're trying to be even more exclusive than Ferrari. And it's going to destroy the brand. The whole point of it was like not like an availability, but like the competitor Ferrari to the point where like you got to make Ferrari change, not like you compete with Ferrari and then become a worse version of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Like, if God forbid Ferrari starts doing something crazy like this, you're just at this point, it's like you either chase the secondary market to unbelievable prices, or you do whatever you got to do to get a connection at one of the companies to be able to actually buy a car.
You know what?
For MSRP.
What was I going to say? You know what might have been peak Lamborghini?
Hit me. I have a feeling I kind of know what you're going to say.
Versace edition Murcielago. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. I thought you were going to go with like some like 2013 like Superlega. What's the car? Why am I breaking out? The one before the Huracan. The
Gallardo?
The Gallardo. I was like, I don't know.
No. Versace edition Murcielago. You've never seen that?
From Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Like they made factory. Not that Versace took a Lamborghini.
It was a real collab. They made like 25 of them or something
gold?
like that. It was black, and the interior was like black on the outside with white leather centers. And the stitching was like the Versace maze on the back.
Are you trying to say like this would be an ugly car or like a not good version of the car?
No, I think it's like part of it's a joke, but also on the other hand, I think it's like so cool.
I was saying, it sounds like it looks fire. Like it sounds like it's gorgeous.
I wasn't really joking. I was joking in a way because it sounds ridiculous, but then like
it does kind of sound ridiculous.
But it's like it's so sick, and even the like center console is black leather with like white stitching, and it's the Versace like.
Yeah, it's got to be
pattern.
How much does that go for? Is it for sale or just someone has it?
I've seen them pop up.
One model? They made one model?
Yeah, they made like 25 of them.
Oh, okay. So they made a couple of the units.
Yeah, they did a little run of them.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an edition.
Kind of like,
but still not a lot. Like 25 of those Versace
that's
editions.
Little, yeah.
And
after that, it's like the Bugattis. Like like our boy Manny Koshman has that Hermes Bugatti. That's like
same with the Pagani. Both of them.
Literally the Koenigseggs, everything.
Hermes editions.
The Hermes edition.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A couple Mansory edition stuff.
Yeah, but
our boys over at Mansory.
Yeah, I don't know, but with Lamborghini, I feel like everything that's been. I mean, aside from, I thought the Revuelto was like a cool car. Aside from if you can get one or not, and then same with like. The Huracan's still great and all that stuff. The new Huracan, I'm sure will be cool. I'm sure will be great. I'm sure will hype us up.
When are they debuting that model? The new Huracan?
I think this year. I don't know. It's coming up.
Whenever they feel like they're going to slap something together, and they'll be like, all right, go to America and present it. See what happens. See what they say.
But everything else has been, like, the Urus, cool. I liked it for, like, a reason. It's cool. What disappoints me is that it is an Audi SQ8. It's better than an Audi SQ8, but like at the end of the day,
at the end of the day,
it is just an SUV that they turned into a Lamborghini.
Tell you, they
wrapped Lamborghini onto an SUV.
That was it.
Yeah.
They feed. I think it's crazy. They probably do this dynamic better than anybody. Like they feed off of like the human need for like status and like imagery. Because like there's literally granted, obviously there's differences, but like in reality, there's very few differences between, like you said, like the Audi SQ8 and the Urus.
Yeah.
So it's literally like, without the imagery, there's a no-brainer to get the Audi. But because of like the status, dynamic, and like
I'll tell you that, like, I'm sure the leather seats are nicer.
Right.
The materials are nicer. It's definitely it's still faster.
Right.
Like they don't on purpose
do it like that.
Yeah, they detune the SQ8
exactly.
a little bit so it can't keep up.
Exactly.
And then the suspension's like not as like stiff apparently.
Okay.
So it's like the Lamborghini, like you can like canyon. You can like drive it on the canyon.
That Urus is not bad, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, you definitely do feel a difference between like the Urus and like Huracan, for example, because like you do feel the SUV dynamic, but then when you take it out of that world and you just compare it to the SUV dynamic, you're like, I'm driving a damn Huracan compared to that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like it does feel sporty, but like
for sure
don't push yourself.
But here's the problem is like you look at someone like Ferrari, who took longer to like release theirs, but then came out, and I think you're gonna have to see it in person. My theory is cars with like curvier, smoother lines don't picture as well. They never do.
I was actually able to see the car in person.
Did it look good?
It looks like, I don't know how to describe it to you, but it looks like if they took like the 812 Superfast, and kind of took that body style and like obviously made like pretty major adjustments, but like that exact same dynamic where like the front looks like elongated, and then you get to the cab of the car and then it has that same like compact but then like the nice like round feel. Yeah. And they made it like a little bit more sporty, a little more touchy because it sits higher, SUV look, and it's a little shorter, but that's pretty much what it looks like. It looks nice and curvy. It looks nice. It looks curvy compared to where normally it would sometimes other cars would, like, for example, like the SF90 looks sharp. Yeah. This is like curvy Ferrari. Like traditional body style Ferrari.
But it looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good.
Because here's the thing, like they did the opposite. So Lamborghini, what?
It literally, like, what I want to say is it literally looks like an 812 Fast 4x4. It's like it's what you can picture. That's like exactly, if you could picture an 812 Superfast 4x4, you're like 90% of the way there.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool because like with Lamborghini, like I said, it felt like they took an SUV and just like made it a Lamborghini. Ferrari felt like they took a Ferrari and made an SUV.
That's exactly.
Like it's got, first of all, V12.
Ridiculous.
That's
like the 812, no?
Telling you. To put a like screaming Ferrari V12 into an SUV, that's kind of madness.
It's twin turbo too, no?
No.
It's not?
No.
It's naturally aspirated? Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
High revving, naturally aspirated Ferrari V12.
They discontinued their naturally aspirated V8s.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't know why I blanked right there.
Their V8s are turbocharged. The V12s are naturally aspirated.
Got it. That's going to be an insane car.
And here's my other thing. Like, you look at the backseat of the Urus, again, it's an SUV. You just get that bench.
There's nothing there.
The back seats of the Ferrari, they like took the bucket seats from the front and just
placed them right back.
Placed them in the back. And they're like, no, there's no middle.
No.
There's no.
These are 4 seats.
The seat doesn't fold or go anywhere. It is a supercar seat behind another supercar seat.
Telling you, that is 100%.
So when you like get your homies in the back, you like have some friends over and they get in the back, they feel like they're sitting in a supercar. Literally. They're like, I am in a big supercar.
You got it. One homie's not going to make it though.
It's like a supercar roller coaster. It's like I get to be on a supercar ride.
Literally is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like that dynamic. You know, you can fit less people. So like depending on what your goal is with the car and stuff like that, like you want to show stunt or do stuff like that.
What's your goal for the car? True.
What's my goal for the car?
No, just like that would be the question. What's your goal for
exactly.
the car?
What are you looking for out of this? Are you looking to hang with the homies and just go on canyon drives and do stuff like that? Or are you looking to like go to dinner and stunt?
Well, I'm not getting the canyons in a SUV, that's for sure.
I
got a different car for that.
Not even a Puro Sanguini? What's it called? Puro Sanguini?
Puro Sangue?
Sergadici?
Puro Sangue?
Paratelli. How do you pronounce it?
Puro Sangue?
Puro Sangue?
Yeah.
Puro Sangue? They said just say Puro Sandwich and just call it that.
Puro Sangue. Means pure blood.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, in Italian.
Wow, it's crazy how uninformed I am of some stuff.
Imagine like building an SUV and being like, we're calling this the pure blood. This is pure blood for us.
It actually does sound really good.
But Yeah.
Pure blood. And honestly, the color I saw too, it was like a weird hybrid of like a mint green and like black.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't even know how to describe. Maybe like a foresty, like a deep forest green that like literally.
Oh, I know what color you're talking about.
And
like
like now
kind of clean.
It's kind of clean. Now that I think about it, like that color is like the best way to describe like pure blood.
But I hope I never see a yellow one.
Why not? I've seen a bunch of yellow Uruses. They look amazing.
You like the yellow Uruses?
Okay, let me tell you.
That's my least favorite.
Yellow Urus, yellow Pearl Sandwich, whatever it is.
Pearl Sanguine.
Pearl Sanguine. Dropped white Forgiatos. Okay, let me see. Carbon front lip, carbon reel spoiler.
Okay.
Tint. That right there, Gucci. Maybe
I'm actually
titanium exhaust.
I'm picturing a yellow Pearl Sanguine on blacked out everything, and I just changed my mind.
I'm telling you. Even you don't have to be blacked out everything.
But not the Urus.
Let's throw some Forgies on it. Some white Forgiatos.
I'm taking blacked out.
I respect it. I don't know. I feel like when you get to that point, like the more expensive your car is, the more ignorant it should be.
I'm picturing this blacked out one, and it's just ridiculous. Just like
a murdered out.
Yeah. Dark tint. You know, like all trim is black.
Matte PPF or no? Or matte wrap? No.
All glossy.
All gloss.
All gloss.
I can respect that.
Wheels gloss black. What?
I said I kind of want to do a matte PPF on my car, but that's a whole different thing. You were saying what?
Yeah, you should.
You think I should?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that matte PPF, especially like on a car like that with the right body lines, like it's real Batmobile vibes.
Yeah.
Or even mix.
You talking about the C8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even mix matte PPF with the gloss finish.
And matte in that color is going to be ridiculous.
Stupid.
Please do it.
Should I do it?
But then you'd be out of the market, huh?
Yes and no. It just depends because in the car buying world, at least from my knowledge, is like when you're buying not only like a car of an upper echelon, the modifications you do can sometimes either value it or devalue the car, depending on the buyer.
Yeah. So
you know
having that matte wrap, you think could actually boost it?
For some people that would like it and appreciate it and know what it is,
like cool, and I don't have to do it.
Exactly.
I get
perfect.
This and I don't
it's
have
priced
to do
into the price, whatever.
Yeah.
Versus somebody who's like if I'm selling it to like a 75-year-old man type dynamic, he'd be like, "Why did you ruin this beautiful American masterpiece type dynamic by making it look like a wannabe Ferrari?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just depends on the modifications you have. So I think if I was to get the matte PPF, it'd be fine. And worst comes to worst, if I wanted to, all I gotta do is take it off.
Yeah.
To sell it.
I think you're right. I feel like I would pay more for something.
Right?
Yeah. Especially if it was fresh.
Right?
You're talking about like if you turned around in like 2 or 3 months.
Fresh.
And you're like, wow, I got matte PPF.
I'm the same way.
Brand new.
I agree with you.
I'd rather have. I'd pay $2,000 more.
$2,000 more, even $1,500 or something like that. Like I think even like think of like your basic modifications. Like whenever the way I look at it is whenever I'm buying or I'm shopping for a car, no matter what, even if I'm browsing, every time I look at it, I have like 3 things in my mind that like I change on the car when I'm looking at the listing, and I'm like, if it looks good like that, I'm rolling. I was like, if it doesn't have gloss black wheels, just give me gloss black wheels. Maybe depending on how creative I get, maybe throw me red calipers, and then like a dark tint with like some blackout all the accents. If the car looks good like that, I'm good. So like for example, like on mine, how I have it, blacked out everything, wrap on the top. So like and the wheels are already gloss. Like you take those things and somebody who has the same mentality as me, and they're like, boom, I don't have to do any of that stuff. It's done. Yep. Versus like you'll go and look at a Huracan or whatever for sale, and it's got silver wheels. It's
and
a weird
if you feel
color.
that way, and you've got the Connect everywhere, imagine how someone else feels.
I'm telling you.
Someone else is like, ooh, it's got all that done already. I
don't have to do crap.
I still, before I bought my 4C, there was another one I had seen online, but it was before I was ready to buy it yet. I hadn't sold my other car yet. But I had already started just like getting a feel for the market, and I saw this one, and it had like the full front carbon lip on it already, and like the like little carbon side skirt.
Did it have a gloss black roof and a gloss black rear valance on it, or no?
It didn't.
They didn't have those.
No.
Are those Alfa Romeo factory specs, or are those? Does that come with like modifications and stuff like that?
That comes with modifications.
I imagine you have to have some certain kind of connections.
Yeah. You gotta know some people.
Yeah, know some people to get a custom gloss black painted rear valance. You got to definitely know people.
Yeah, you gotta know somebody.
That's very true. But
like Joe Murphy.
Like Joe Murphy.
taking care.
It was crazy how not like how much better it made your car, but like how much it like you looked at it and it almost like it just makes so much sense. Like I don't know why the car wasn't like that before.
I know.
Just the gloss. The gloss was one thing. The roof was like insanely tiny.
So by 2017, you could get a carbon fiber roof. And the white ones with the carbon fiber roof.
How does it look like kind of like an M4 carbon fiber roof? Like that type of dynamic?
Yeah. Like a glossy carbon fiber
like
roof. But the whole roof, just solid carbon fiber. The whole thing that's wrapped black on mine, carbon fiber. It looks ridiculous.
Is it removable top at that point or no?
No.
No? It's literally just that section is just carbon.
Yeah, that is the top.
That's crazy. Imagine
like it's really and it's like you can't even switch. Like you can buy the carbon roof, but like the roof isn't a removable panel on the car.
Right. You have to replace the roof. Like
they have to cut the roof off.
Yeah, that's not.
So it's like
that's not a cheap procedure.
Yeah, it is tough. It is not a cheap job.
If you have someone who doesn't know what they're doing 100%, they will like destroy the integrity of your car.
Yeah. So the ones with the carbon roofs go for way more.
Way more. How much more? Like a couple grand or like 10, 15 bands? What's our spectrum here?
Like 5 to 10.
5 to 10 easily
for that car. So you're talking like 10%.
I was about to say easy. And you said those are 14
just apples to apples, you know?
14 and up?
17 up.
17 and up.
So there was 15, 16.
What's the last year the production of that car?
2020.
2020? Okay. So you got 15, 16 basic models. 17, they were like 17. They came to America. They went to Glendale. They saw the amount of M3s and carbon roofs, and they were like, I think they're on to something.
They're like, we're gonna offer a carbon roof and a Akrapovic center exhaust. Literally M4.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, just give me everything.
And by the way, both of them are $3,000.
Both?
Yeah.
Each or together?
Each? Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Options.
That's actually not terrible. I don't know all the pricing for like a BMW spec, but like I can't imagine it's much off of that.
Oh no, carbon roof on like an M4.
Yeah, it can't be. No, okay, it's cheaper, way cheaper. It's got to be. What I can only imagine what they were charged carbon fiber roof on a BMW, like $5,000.
Yeah,
maybe more.
The M4, it's crazy how just not great it looks in some specs, but then if someone takes one in, lowers it, changes the grill out for that like carbon bar grill.
I seen those pretty insane.
Yeah, I saw one the other day and I was like, that actually looks incredible.
What's your stance on BMW overall? Like, do you like those cars, or are you just not a fan of them?
I've never been a fan. I've always been a bit of a hater on the BMW front, but I kind of like them also.
You kind of like them also?
Yeah, I think my problem with them is this: there's at each price point, I would never choose one of their products.
I feel you, but you're also kind of brainwashed because you're an Audi kid too.
Yeah, kind of.
That kind of like destroys it.
But like, if we were talking like apples to apple models, the BMW M5 CS,
brand new.
Yeah, like I would take that over any other performance sedan.
That's fair.
So that's the one category, but I'm not buying a performance sedan.
Right, exactly.
So that's like the one category they win, but it's also a category I'm probably not going to be in the market for.
At that point, you might as well just get the 5 Series GT. I've had a BMW before, so like I like the cars a lot, but my reasoning is I do love them, but the reason why I don't have one or won't get one is because that exact like you said is every time I look at it and I look at the price range, I'm like, there's a better option in this price range. Every single time, especially for the new ones, brand new. Have you seen some of these pricings they're going for?
It's crazy.
Some of my buddies have been telling me what they've been speccing out, and like they're waiting like 8 months for them. We're talking $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 for these things.
But like also like an M8 for $180,000.
You can get a 2020, 2021 M8 for $105 to $120.
Really?
That might be one of the better deals in the market. But then again, the whole problem is, okay, let's say a 2021 BMW M8, okay, for $120,000. What else would you rather get in that same price range?
An R8.
There it is.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
every time.
No matter how good of a car it is, there's always something better at that price range.
But so for the M3, if I was comparing the M3 and like the RS5, I'm taking the M3. Or
I
even
agree with you.
C63 AMG, I'm taking the M3.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the new one. You know the new one's a 4-cylinder?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
It's still got like...
They were crazy.
It's still got like 600-something horsepower.
That's ridiculous. That was
Four-cylinder
a
hybrid.
whole like 2-minute thing where they were like, no more V8s. And everyone was like, absolutely not. And then they were like, okay, we're just kidding. We're going to start making them again.
That was crazy.
I kind of get what you're saying. I don't know. I'm a BMW guy, but at the same time, For me, the lure of that car, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know when I'm buying one.
I'm telling you. The only way I would have to buy one is like at the point where like I don't need anything, and like
There's so many other cars that I can see a world in where I'm buying.
100%.
I'm more likely to buy a Ferrari FF than a BMW product.
100%.
I'm like, I could see a world where I drive this weird looking V12 hatchback. Does it look cool? Does it not? I don't know. We can maybe make it look cool.
We can absolutely make it look cool.
But those aren't priced too bad. You get one of those
What
for
are
like
those are?
140, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
What year are we talking about?
Well, those are like 12, 13.
And you can get 12s or 13s for that price.
Yeah.
You can also get like a California T, California in the same price too.
Yeah.
California T.
I wanted to ask you about the California T, what you thought about it.
The car itself?
Yeah. You've driven one?
So, I've actually driven all 3 of the weird variants that car has. Or not that car has, but where I think the concept. Let me explain.
You've driven an FF?
No. I've driven a California.
Yeah.
And I've driven a California T.
Yeah.
And I've driven a Portofino, which I would consider like the grouping of
So
those
it's the
3.
same. Yeah, it's the same car.
It's more or less the same. It's a front
You're talking about the
end
original California
Cruiser, the original California,
T, then the
California T, and then the Portofino.
Yeah.
Because
That is the progression.
I'm crazy, but the Portofino was modeled after that car.
What can you get a California for? Like 90?
Yeah, depending on the year and stuff like that, you can get them anywhere from I would say low 90s to high or let's say 120, and then the California T's you can get from 110 to 140.
Problem with the California is I feel too much like a flosser.
Yeah, they're nice. So the way it is right now is like you can get a California. They're all hardtop hardtop convertibles, all of them.
Yeah.
Very nice. It is that dynamic where you feel like a poser, but again, at the end of the day, you're driving a Ferrari. It's like who cares what people think of you?
The problem is everyone that doesn't know anything thinks you're cool.
Everyone
and everyone that knows anything is like
the way I see it is like you're
just like interesting
Gallardo,
choice.
You're a Gallardo kid. Like
yeah.
Like you tried, but like no.
Like I think I'd rather drive an R8 than a California.
You are every influencer in 2015 trying to sell courses, posting their yellow and green Lamborghini Gallardo.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's not the current model.
Ty Lopez?
Yes. Shout out Ty Lopez. That's what the California, even the California T is modeled like right now.
Yeah.
Because California is like 2010 to 13, and then 14 is the T. I think it goes like 17, and then it stops.
The Portofino.
And then the Portofino makes its way back, I think, 2018.
And they got the Portofino M, which is basically the same car, just a couple more HP.
Portofino is wild, though, man. It's wild. Like, you take the modern technology with, like, that concept. It's literally like that. That is the number one GT supercar. Or cruising everyday supercar. Not GT.
Yeah.
I meant super. Like,
it seems like it fits the bill well.
It's wild. Like, this McLaren GT that they're trying to call the everyday supercar, that's horse crap. That car is the everyday supercar.
Yeah.
It's comfortable as heck, and literally it drives so numbingly. You can drive it aggressively, and you can literally turn your brain off and drive it on tour and all that stuff, and literally you won't even notice. And you got room for golf clubs.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad deal.
No.
But I think I would drive the what's it called? The GTC 4 Lusso all
That's
day.
one of your favorites. That's always been a sneaky favorite of yours, is it not?
I think it would just do everything. I would take that to the grocery store.
Everything, yeah.
I would take that to the golf course, to the range. That's basically like, that would be my daily. I would drive that because it's like I have all of the functionality of anything I could ever need in this
station wagon.
In this screaming V12
station wagon.
Like weirdly sporty station wagon.
It gives me like lowered Toyota Sienna vibes, but at the same time, like I don't
know why. I think there's the hatchback car community. They're out there.
They're out there, and
I've never really been like,
A45 Mercedes. Have you seen the
the
cult followings on those?
Yeah.
Some kids go bonkers for those things. It don't make any sense.
I've never really been huge into the hatchback scene, except for
you have more than 2 brain cells. But
the RS6. I think is pretty nice.
That's like the ultimate hatchback dynamic.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine would be the A45 just because it's like kind of like one, not the original, but like it's like the Mercedes with the performance that looks like that. But I don't know. I'm not. I just
the
not a big
RS6
Audi
and
fan.
for some reason I love the look of those. I like that. I actually like how the FF looks better.
I like
the interior dynamic of the GTC 4 Lusso is like
amazing,
night and day.
I can't do Audis though.
And you're inside the car. and it's not the best looking Ferrari anyway. So like, you're not going to choose it on which one looks better.
No, 100% not. But even still, that car is ridiculous. But that whole hatchback community is
Crazy.
I don't know how that's like what they get into. It's a whole dynamic. And then you get like some of them that even get like other hatchbacks like Toyotas and stuff like that bag them and do crazy stuff. I'm like, at least grow up to a BMW. At least let me hate you a little bit less than if I drive a BMW. At least, man. But at least, I mean, there's not really like any American cars that type dynamic either. No hatchbacks, or at least sports hatchbacks,
not
whatever.
anymore. There was the Focus.
The Focus, no, the Focus. There it is.
There's
the Focus. There it is. I don't know how did I forget about the Focus? That's like the Toyota Corolla GR. Like that is the American equivalent of that car.
Yeah, like the Focus ST.
Yes. That was wow. What a time.
Yeah.
What a time for that car.
People love that one.
Yeah, and now Ford is going in all different kinds of ridiculous directions and just trying to put out products.
Yeah, like the new Mustang.
The new Mustang, man. What's it called?
The GTD. What do you think about that?
Don't get me started on this one now.
I'm getting you started.
So, Lamborghini was one thing, okay? Now, Ford is on a totally different path.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, all right, we got one thing that works, okay? Let's take it and turn it into like 9 different variants. Let's keep one simple. We'll make an electric vehicle version of it. We'll make a souped-up version of it. We'll make a basic version of it. Then
a dark horse version.
A Dakar horse, whatever it is, I'm pretty sure. Is it Dark Horse or Dakar?
Dark Horse.
Dakar
So, is the Porsche 911.
Anyways, you have that option. And then on top of that, they were like, hey, let's come out with a really expensive version and say it's a new performance model. In reality, it's literally just an even weirdly souped-up version of the same brand car.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, like, coolest Mustang there's been in the last 40 years.
Oh, no. Absolutely. I get.
But it's also $300,000.
You know how ridiculous that price point is? $300,000? In what world would somebody want to go to the dealership and be like, I'm going to pay $300,000?
How many can they sell at $300,000? Like, at what point do they not sell out anymore? Because, like, they're probably making, like, I forgot to look. Probably a couple hundred.
Right.
They're going to sell out.
That's the thing.
Of their couple hundred.
That's the thing.
At
Depending
what
on
point
what they
would
want,
they, like, people,
they'll keep going until it doesn't stop.
You think 2,000 people would buy that car?
I think more. I think 10, 15, 20.
You think 10, 15, 20?
I think
no
10,
way.
You have easy 10,000 weird Ford dominant American car freaks that'll buy that car. I think so.
At $300,000.
100%. Any GT owner will buy that car.
I don't think there would be that many people that bought that car.
Anybody who's obsessed with Mustang that wants to
I think if they came out and they're like, we're making 5,000, then 2 years later they'd be like, we're only making 2,300.
I mean, at the same time, that car might go up in value based on that fact too. So as much as I don't like it,
only because they're not making
ridiculous.
A lot. But if they were making more, it wouldn't have like. If they were making more and it was 300,000, it would have nothing. They would have nothing going for it.
Nothing.
It would have going to be the fact that it's limited.
Nothing going. It like when I first saw it, it literally was like, I was like, is this a joke?
If they said it was 150, I'd be like, that's pushing it. But
right,
okay, this does look insane and like
yes,
that suspension's wild.
Right.
You also don't get a trunk or a frunk.
It's ridiculous.
You get nothing.
Like take the Dodge Demon for example. Like that.
I feel the Huracan has more storage space than this Mustang.
GTD?
Yeah.
GTD, what a joke.
What were you going to say? The Dodge what?
The Dodge Demon, I feel like, is a similar dynamic or a similar concept. Like, they took their prized possession car that was really working and, like, let's make the most ridiculous version of it. But they branded it. They kept it within the family. They priced it correctly.
It was like 90,000?
I think it was like 90 or 100,000 MSRP, but just depending on the options.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Now we're going a whole different thing. When they were selling that car, they were advertising it as the fastest production car, and it was ridiculous. The base model came with one seat. You had to buy the other 3 seats, which is automatically doesn't make it a street legal car. Okay, unless you bought the 3 seats, so they kind of required you to do it. But they were.
I think the back
options. They were not standard.
I think it was a free option though.
I don't know 100% sure if it was free or not. I think you might have had to pay for it. It might have been $1, but it was an option nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because for them to record those times,
to
they needed that. Then on top of that, you have to have it tuned to reach that projected whatever speed it had.
You got to order it with the semi slicks.
You gotta have the welds on it. Like, it's ridiculous. They even still price that at like what I would have expected. Like somebody who's like a ridiculous Hellcat weird fan, like the guy who drives like a Hellcat red eye Charger. He's like, I can make this happen. I got 550 credit score. I'll pay $2,500 a month, but I'll make it happen.
His veins are bulging.
He goes 24-hour fitness. He gets a killer workout. He hops in, grips his steering wheel. His veins volume's going crazy. But they at least did it where they were like where I thought it should be. Yeah. This GTD price, I don't even know what target market they're targeting. No old man is going to buy that car.
They say their competition's the GT3 RS.
It's ridiculous. The GT3 RS?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
What's funny is they're like, our competition's the GT3 RS, and we're telling you this thing's going to do under 7 on the Nürburgring. And it's like, okay, it better.
Yeah, I hope it does.
Like, the GT3 RS does much lower than 7.
If it doesn't, you best believe that car is going to go for like 200 real fast.
You're like, there's multiple cars that do under 7, so you can't roll out the pinnacle of like race engineering.
Doesn't like a Camaro ZL1 1LE do like under 7?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I
really?
Don't think so. No.
I'm pretty sure.
Look it up.
At the time, I mean, obviously, like, what does the Z06 do? A brand new Z06?
Probably just over 7.
You sure?
Oh, I don't know if they tested the brand new one.
At the time, the ZL1 1LE, this is a while ago, was like the fastest Chevrolet car on Nuremberg. Yeah. Before, I think they had all the C8 releases stuff. But even still, I don't think it was under 7?
Not many cars have gone under 7.
I'm looking it up.
Not many cars have gone under 7.
I know it's relatively rare, but it's... So what did it read? I'm going to type in top Nuremberg times?
Yeah, I mean, just search the Nürburgring time of the Camaro. Like, if you search top times, you're going to scroll a while before you get to the Camaro.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because there's a long list.
I don't think there's a lot. Or maybe there is. I mean, yeah, if you consider, like, ridiculous cars.
Yeah.
I mean, more so production time.
Yeah, right. You have to say something about production cars.
Camaro ZL1, 1LE, Nuremberg time.
Does the I don't even know who holds it right now. Actually,
I don't know who it is. Oh, 715.
715.
Yeah. So you're saying this? They're saying that this is gonna do under 7.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's 15 seconds past that.
Yeah,
but it's also
15 seconds is a lot.
7. I mean, the GT3 RS did like 640. I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Think about how much faster that is than like that Camaro.
What did I want to see if they did C8.
Dude, I saw a GT3 RS on the road the other day, and it looks insane. Like that's the
how crazy it look.
That's the one 911 that's on that's driving down the street that has the, the flare.
Yeah, they don't have the timing of the Z06, so I can't compare it in my head.
Yeah,
I'm trying to compare it to my head.
They probably haven't ran it yet.
It's going to be insane if they really do under 7. Then I mean, again,
but still,
I just don't think it's not going to drive.
It's a Mustang.
It's insane. It has a 5.2 liter supercharged V8.
Like it has to be the best driving experience of all time to justify a $300,000 Mustang.
That car's not going to drive well though.
And they're saying their competition is really the GT3 RS.
No, they're crazy.
Why would you target?
They're crazy.
The benchmark.
You know what it is? They're probably like, all right, if we say that, maybe every person that owns a GT3 will get curious and buy one of our GTDs just to compare.
Yeah.
But even still, that 5.2 liter supercharged V8, that car is not going to drive like they think.
You do get a SEMA show Mustang.
Huh?
You get a SEMA show.
You get a SEMA
show Mustang.
A SEMA show Mustang
from the factory.
Like somebody slapped some big fenders, wide body kit, a Wang, and said, "Let's go crazy on it." Yep. Like if RDB got its hands.
Yeah,
on
like the winner of the SEMA show.
Literally, like that's exactly that pony. They're like, yeah.
That's what you get. What do you think those sell for? 150? Just crazy builds.
I think you're lucky. Yeah, like 135 maybe, depending on what the price is. Yeah, 130s.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure the actual Shelby one, like the Shelby modified Mustang, is like 140 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
130.
Even like a Coppo Camaro, which is like a ridiculous model of the Camaro, is still like in the 100,000s.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
This price point they're picking is like,
but 300.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's unprecedented, you could say.
At the same time, I feel like right now the car market and the way that everyone's doing everything is so ridiculous that like the car is gonna sell.
Yeah,
it's gonna make money, and it was gonna be a good release at the end of the day.
Kind of like what's crazier to think for them to say the GT3 RS is their competition, or for the new AMG GT to be like the 911 is our competition.
Honestly, that's a hard one. Because in reality,
that was the last release of Car Week that we have.
the Mercedes GT.
Yeah, the AMG GT.
That's honestly a really good one because in both ways they're far fetched, but honestly, as crazy as it sounds, and like you can rebuttal this, I think the GTD comparison to the 911 RS is way far fetched compared to the GT to the 911.
Yeah, probably so.
I think so. Because I honestly, and here's my second crazy part, is I don't think that the 911 versus the GT is that far-fetched of a concept. Like, I think that's pretty spot on.
You think so?
I kind of do.
I don't know. I don't quite
You look
think
at the
so.
price range, and you look at the way that the car is, and, like, the driving style and stuff like that, I think it's pretty spotless.
But, like, so the AMG GT now is I guess I don't know how much they said it was. Did you see how much they said it was?
No, but I imagine compared it to the SL pricing, it's got to start anywhere from the 120s to, like, 150s, and then depending on specs, how much carbon fiber do you want? Do you want a midnight Mercedes package and let everything get blacked out for $4,000?
See, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
But I want to know
You want the AMG package?
what's the new one going to be?
Do you want the back seats?
Did they even release pricing on this?
It's not a two-seater anymore. They might have not. I'm not 100% sure if they did or not.
But, like, think about the fact that the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series, well,
Yeah.
not even the Black Series, the GTR,
Yeah.
like, those were $150 new to get the top. What was at the time like the top of the AMG GT line?
The GTRs or the Black Series?
The GTR.
I was like, the Black Series
No,
is...
the Black Series they slapped a big premium on.
That's ridiculous.
But for a minute, the GTR was the top of the top of the chain.
You can still get one for that price.
Yeah, you can get them for like $130.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, 120, 130.
And they're rolling these out.
That's not a
and
bad car.
The base version is going to probably be $180.
It's ridiculous. I don't really know what they're
Still
doing
can't
with this
find
whole
a
price
price.
range, this whole price point thing.
But yeah, but the problem is I look at that car and I look at like, for me it's like the SLR,
Okay.
and then the SLS is like on par with that.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we're gonna make this more mainstream.
Yep.
And then it's like now it's just like we're now for the dentist that doesn't want the rag top.
Yep. That doesn't want to drive anything too crazy, but like wants a sporty car. Like that's exactly where you fit in.
It is 4,300 pounds.
Is it really?
It is 4,300
Wow.
pounds.
Well, Mercedes, twin turbo Mercedes are usually pretty heavy.
So are they still the same concept as the 911 at 4,300
I mean,
pounds?
obviously, when you compare it like that,
That's
no.
like the M8 is their competition. Would you say the M8 is a 911?
You can't compare a car based off its weight.
That's such a big factor, though.
It's a huge factor, but if they
performance?
perform the same, depending on the horsepower and stuff like that, depending on all that stuff, it could be competitive.
It's a front engine GT car.
The problem with me with the 911 is there's so many variants of it that like when you talk about it as a competitor, if you don't specify the variant, I don't think you can really say a 911
So
as a
price-wise,
subclass
for like,
of cars.
what about, so base AMG GT 63? Or is that what, no, just AMG GT, not 63.
Yeah, the 63 is the four-door version.
So base AMG GT or 911 GTS.
GTS?
Price-wise, I'm pretty sure that's what you're looking at.
That's probably the exact competition. I would probably it would depend. I imagine a brand new Mercedes would be better than a little bit used GTS. But that is a direct comparison.
Yeah.
How many variants of 911 are there?
You want me to name them all?
I mean, we'll just start naming them because I don't know them all. I don't know. I doubt you know them all either. Do you really know them all? Because you're going to freak me out if you really know
Pretty
them all.
much.
You know them all?
Yeah. So there's
weird.
Let's
go.
There's the Carrera. And every version has a 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, then there's multiple different versions of the
Carrera.
Carrera.
There's the Carrera 4. There's the Carrera S, the Carrera 4S, the Carrera T, the Carrera 4. No, I don't think there's a Carrera 4T. Just the Carrera T. There's the Carrera GTS, the Carrera 4 GTS, the 911 Turbo, the Turbo S.
Do you see how many fingers I have up right now?
The GT2 RS, the GT3.
That is ridiculous.
The GT3 RS.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're at 11.
That's
and then
what I'm saying.
There's the Speedster.
Sure.
And then
You get the GT4?
no, that's the Cayman.
Oh, my bad.
But that's not any special editions. Because obviously there's special editions.
We're talking
those are like
double-digit
that's like the mainstream
variants
lineup.
of a car. You can't compare a 911 to anything. You have to be so specific when you talk about the competitor.
Yeah, there's a different version for it.
That's what I'm saying.
They want to satisfy every person's
They're
appetite.
the epitome of like, we got one thing that works, let's roll. And they just made it all different types of ways.
They've just perfected the car over decades.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So like, you can't compare 911 blankly to another car type or car model, whatever you want to call it. You got to be so specific with a 911 to put a comparison on it. Like Ford did with the GT3 RS. They literally were like, the GT3 RS is our competitor.
Yeah. They picked something specific.
They picked it specific as all can be. Not Mercedes or Porsche being like, oh, 911 in general.
Yeah.
That's like literally saying like, oh, like, I don't even know, like the S-Class.
The AMG GT, though, now in my eyes falls back to like, not back in like quality-wise, but like looking like how it looks and style-wise, aggressiveness, if you will. Right. I put it with like an LC 500.
You would categorize them the same?
I would take that because it's going to be so much nicer and it's going to be way faster. But
as
far as like the looks, like, you know, like what I compare it to,
yeah,
maybe like a base 911 too.
I see it.
But like a turbo,
no contest.
No, not even
contest.
close.
Like it's crazy because I kind of get exactly what you're saying with the LC 500 comparison, because it's one of those cars where like I probably never get it, but like when I see it in person, I'm like, oh, hey, look,
it's a great looking
it's
car.
Nice. You don't see them all the time,
and they're super. Like the interiors look insane. They're super nice.
Well, I mean, the LC 500, it literally is the Japanese version of that car.
Exactly.
The Japanese Mercedes.
But you wouldn't get it if you could afford the AMG GT.
Because again, you go to that same thing where we were talking about BMW. When you get to that price range, there's cars that are better than it. That's what these German car brands are. They're like the epitome of like that.
The between?
The in-between.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, do we get a used crazy car or a somewhat new this car? That's kind of what it is. Like in that price
Except
range,
for the R8.
Except for the R8.
The R8 was the one like German car to break the mold and be like, this is a supercar. We're a German luxury car brand.
Production-wise, yeah.
And we're just going to...
Like no one-off special.
Yeah.
No, like a consistent production flow.
Yeah, not like the AMG 1.
Right. Or Black Series and stuff like that.
We're talking like you can go to the dealership and buy a supercar.
Yes.
From the dealership.
Yes.
We're making a ton of them.
Yeah. Because I don't consider the GT or the GTRs or whatever supercars like that. No. And I don't consider anything really from BMW.
But to be honest, that's all I want from Mercedes.
I want something. I want it from. Be honest with you, I want it more from BMW than I do Mercedes.
Yeah.
Because I think BMW performance is better than Mercedes performance.
Yeah, probably.
The way that
I
know the way those cars drive.
Yeah.
I think out of all three
You're
of them,
thinking like taking an M4 supercar.
I want them to take the M8 and actually make it a supercar. Because they could have, and they almost did, but then they were like,
they made it fat.
Yeah, like right when they were like, we might go full bore, they were like, no, let's make it like a simple like two-door coupe.
They could have kept the M6.
Yes, and then
6 Series,
and just made it new again,
the M8
and make the M8 put the motor in the back and let BMW designers go crazy. Can you imagine, like for example, like you take the C8 Corvette, that concept of switching the motor and doing all that?
My only problem would be there's no way it would look good.
You don't think so?
You know, I take that
BMW
back
would find a way to make it good.
Because the original i8. When the i8 came out, it was crazy.
It was crazy. And
like looks-wise.
It was ahead of its time. Not ahead of its time.
Looks-wise.
They were going for the future concept, even with the hybrid dynamic back in the day.
But when that concept rolled out, too, the original concept was wild.
Put
it in Mission Impossible. But
even the interior and the way that everything was pretty
the doors go up.
It was clean.
Give me some doors up. Like the Mercedes SLS. Some doors
I'm telling you, if BMW really just went for it and was like, we're going to finally make like a supercar thing, like even like you said, like a 180, 200,000 MSRP
like the
car.
SLR was a supercar.
Yes.
$400,000.
Yes.
Supercar.
The whole nine. I think BMW could do it. Out of all the German brands, they could do it the best. But for whatever reason, they don't. Because I think they know that their clientele and their clientele basis, as soon as you get past their current price points, all of them jump to Porsches or Huracans or Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
They don't stick in BMW.
Is that it? Do they just look at the 911 and go,
we can't compete with that?
That's what we would be.
That's what.
But
yes.
But they've always grown up wanting that.
Yeah.
And we'd just be that.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's like by law that it's like when you get an M4, your next transition has to be a GT3.
It's got to,
or else you just stay there.
You
stay at that level.
Every M4 owner wants to have a GT3.
Every single one. Every single one. It's like, again, I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. But there are rules and laws to life. The number one is if you have an M4, you're gonna end up with the GT3 next.
That's because if you choose an M4, it's for the same reason that you would choose a GT3.
Exactly.
Like
at the same price points.
The person that wants this is the same person that wants that. It's not, it's about the person.
We don't make the rules.
We don't.
I'm telling you, and it's like I guarantee you, it's a consistent
I drive
thing.
a 4C, not an M4.
Yep.
Because I want to drive
something different. You could easily have that M4, easily for the same price point as your Alfa Romeo, but it's not going to drive anywhere near like your Alfa Romeo is a one of a kind drive. I like the way that thing drives too.
I love how it drives.
It's raw. It's a one of a kind drive. Even don't get me wrong, BMWs drive nicely, but again, it's like every single BMW has a similar feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like each car is kind of like not cloned, but like each car, like I'm telling you, I've driven the X5M. That car even feels crazy.
Yeah.
For an SUV, again,
in
perspective.
I hear it is.
In perspective, obviously, no Urus. It's wild.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you go to an M4. Like they all have a similar feel to them.
Yeah.
But this is the German car dynamic. I wonder what Mercedes could possibly do.
But if they would just put out like a true R8 kind of competitor, if they would just commit to it. I mean, like, Acura did it.
Like when Ford releases GTD, I thought they were going to come out with a legit Corvette competitor.
Yeah.
Or like, because like the whole time, the whole dynamic is Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, whatever you want to add. But Chevy's the only one that has like that weird like supercar, upper echelon performance car dynamic. Ford went with the GT, and they were like, we're going high ball. Like we're not going in that little, like we're going crazy price range. I think if they made something equivalent in their own world to compete with the Corvette, I think it would be a pretty cool concept. And if Dodge would do something again with like the Viper or something like that, but the Viper is, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big Viper guy. But.
Yeah. My dad had a Viper.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What kind of, which one? What year?
Back in 01.
Oh, like those Vipers.
Yeah. Like
pretty clean?
Second gen.
Pretty clean?
Yeah. It's red.
I've never been a Viper guy. I like the ACRs because I think they look crazy aggressive.
Yeah, for sure.
But besides that, like I have no lure to them. Like I don't think I would ever even own one.
Yeah.
What do those go for now?
Which ones? The ACRs or just Vipers in general?
The ACRs.
I have no clue. The last I saw them, which was a long time ago, I saw one going for like 250, 300.
That high?
Yeah.
No way.
But that was like that was probably at the peak.
Can I check real quick?
Yeah.
Because I'm actually curious. Because now that it's funny that we're talking about it, because you know how we always kind of stay up to date with the car world and the car like.
But that's just not one that you see cross the. You don't see that one come up very often.
Right. That's why I just thought about it, and I haven't thought or searched the price. Because
honestly, it's probably above the price you're usually looking at.
You think so?
Maybe.
I'm pretty specific with my searches, so if I don't put it in there, I won't know the price.
Oh. Sometimes I just like start at 150.
Viper.
I put 150 minimum and say sort sort from low to high, and then hit like coupe.
You're crazy.
And I just look at, and then I literally I'll scroll up to 600,000, just like taking the market in as a progression.
You're crazy.
Keeping tabs.
I forgot what years those ACRs
are. 17 was the last year they made that.
If I just go to ACR, I think that's it, right? It's just ACRs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Let me see.
ACR. While you're looking that up, still trying to find an example. You found one?
Dude, first of all, there's only two.
Yeah.
And their prices are insanity.
What is it? 300, 350?
Yeah, it's like 270 and 290.
270, 290.
That's insane.
Okay, so my original 250 to 300 was right.
Hold on, let me go nationwide with this distance. There's no way. These have to be like this rare models that I'm saying. Huh?
The ACRs were rare. They didn't make a ton of the ACRs.
Yeah, but they've really appreciated like that?
Yeah, yeah. The Vipers took off.
No, dude, the cheapest ACR is literally $230. I'm looking at a 2016 Dodge Viper ACR, blue, like Superman spec, blue with red calipers. They have it listed at $430,000. Brand new car, no mileage.
Yeah. That's the.
And they have another one at $800,000.
That's the situation.
This is ridiculous. I hate Dodge.
You don't even want to look at that anymore.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Dodge is terrible. First the demon crap, and now this. Now I'm off of it. Next thing you know, TRXs are going to start going for like $250,000.
Probably.
Don't even get me started on that damn truck either.
Raptor R?
I'm a big Raptor R guy.
Yeah, I'd go with the Raptor R for sure.
Chevy needs to come out with some damn competitor like this too.
The Silverado has never been a real competitor.
That's what I'm saying. They need to come up to the plate. Instead, they were like, hey, let's take one of our craziest concepts, make it an electric vehicle, make it ridiculously big, let it crab walk, and put a crazy price tag on it and hope people like it. and that was the Hummer EV.
Yeah.
Instead of making like a Raptor R TRX world competitor.
The problem with the Silverado that I have is it's like you get in a Silverado and you go, wow, I don't remember these being so nice. And then you get in a Ram and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is nice. And then you get an F-150 and you're like, forget everything I just said. This is nice. And then all of a sudden you're looking back on the Chevy and going, is it actually that nice? That's how I've always felt about
I kind of
those
feel
cars.
that. To be honest with you, I like the Dodge interior a little bit more than the Fords.
Yeah.
But I 100% get what you mean.
Yeah, I gotta say, my dad has a Longhorn.
It's nice.
It's real nice. It's
The
like
Texas like Longhorn edition.
yeah, Longhorn edition. It's like
You're telling me
it's like a luxury car inside.
I can only imagine. With a lot of like
Just
leather
thick
and
leather.
Yeah, thick leather.
It's like the King Ranch version.
yeah, that was like the King Ranch Explorers, Ford Explorers.
Yeah.
Those are pretty
Or
nice.
F-150.
I think it's a shame because I think if Chevy wanted to, they could make a great competitor. Stick that 6.2 liter supercharged V8, that Z06 motor, the LT4.
Yeah.
Stick that in anything, and it can compete. Again, TRX is literally Hellcat motor. Raptor R is that EcoBoost. It's a V8 now, right?
Yeah.
Chevy literally has all the blueprint to make it, and they could probably make it, probably not as power, but they could probably make it again for a truck, sportier / like more dynamically off-road built than like these other cars claim that they are.
Yeah.
But now we're all the way talking about trucks.
I know. I know. That's
Yeah.
I want to ask one thing
Hit me.
before we close.
Little nightcap.
Yeah. So we went over the 3 releases. Well, one, just want to hint, this is going to date this episode for sure. But tomorrow, new Alfa Romeo comes out.
Really?
Yeah, the Alfa Romeo 6C.
The 6C.
Yeah.
So what?
It's a supercar. It's supposed to be a supercar that's like classically designed. So we'll see. I don't know how like limited it's going to be, but they're hyping it up.
The release event is tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be expensive. Like,
Oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
they're going crazy with the price range.
they're going crazy. Because Alfa Romeo has a lot of like
Do they
racing
really think people are gonna buy
heritage
that car?
and stuff.
They really think people are gonna buy? How crazy are they talking about price? Do you think?
Well, the thing is, they're not going to make it like in a Stellantis factory. This is going to be like limited, like coach built.
Okay.
So
So super limited release.
yeah, it's going to be like tied to their heritage and all that stuff.
I was like, they're about to make the same mistake everybody else is making.
No, they're doing the Ford GT.
It's like telling me that you want like a Maserati Gran Turismo for.
You know how like the Ford GT isn't made in a Ford factory and all that stuff, and it's like
That type
not
of
a
thing.
single part off the Ford GT comes from any other Ford. That's going to be this car.
It's a supercar.
That's what they say. That's what I'm expecting.
Like I'm not. Like,
Which is funny because you're going to be listening to this, and it's going to be like a couple weeks
A
ago
couple weeks ago.
that you maybe you didn't even know that they released something. This might be that low key.
I didn't know. I'm not an Alpha. What did you scroll on the forums and you heard about this release or what?
Yeah,
I
basically.
was like, I haven't heard anything on Twitter or X.
Oh, well, I jump on like car news in the morning, see what's up.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm like that.
You're dedicated to the
But
game.
that's coming out tomorrow. But for the other 3 cars that just released, what was the most disappointing?
The most disappointing.
It's gotta be the Lambo. Huh?
It's a Lambo. Okay, first off, that's not a release. Okay, they didn't release crap. All they did was they took a concept car they built and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna do this in 5 years."
Yeah.
There you go, everybody. Welcome to our booth. Here's some free champagne. Monterey Car Week sprinkles. Okay. The legitimate release that I would say is the most disappointing, in my opinion, is the GTD.
Yeah.
Because I think they
You
just
didn't
missed
hear
the mark
anything?
with it. Huh?
Because you didn't. Oh,
Well, not only did I not hear about it, but now that I heard about it and now I know what they're trying to do, I think they missed the mark.
they could have put
What
all that.
they should have
They
done.
could have put all that technology into a supercar.
Exactly. And redesigned the car, made it configured differently, try it, and again, made something real.
But
Not
they
just
put-
slap something together and present it.
They put all that into a Mustang.
Right. I hate to say it, man, but the best release of Monterey Car Week was probably the Mercedes GT, man.
Well, I mean, out of those 3,
I think so.
but really, it was just the least disappointing.
There you go.
To
That's
me.
better. Not the best release.
It came out.
The least disappointing release.
That car has just gotten softer and softer,
Softer.
and that's my problem. Do I still think I think it looks. That's where it. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it looks great. I think the interior looks amazing. I'm sure it's so nice. I'm sure it's going to be fun and fast, and it's gonna drive. It's gonna be. I'm sure it's a great car. But that car is just getting softer and heavier and softer and heavier and softer and heavier, and that's what disappoints me.
They're
when
starting
I
to
just-
realize their target market.
All I want is them to go the other direction.
I don't think they ever will, man. The more dentists that buy those damn things, the farther we'll get away from it.
And then the Lamborghini, I sent you the Estoque, their concept from 2012, the sedan.
Yeah, the one that looks like an Aventador had a child with a Kia Forte. That one.
Yeah.
That one is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But I still like it better than the one that they debuted.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That was in 2012. That car was better than this car.
Yes.
What I want from Lamborghini is for them to honestly, for them to take one of their supercars, cut it in half, stretch it, put a second set of doors and 2 bucket seats in the back, kind of like almost like the Koenigsegg Gemera.
I can get on board.
But in a Lamborghini.
Yep. Give me some crazy.
That's what I want them to do. I want them to make a car that's like, I have a supercar that I can like take 2 other people in. I got my wife.
You can lap it too.
I got my wife, and we're taking
Get
this
some girls
couple
in
out
the
to
front
dinner in this thing.
Yeah, your wife. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I agree with it.
Or I'm going to the grocery store, and I got this whole back seat to throw all my bags.
I agree.
Or my golf clubs.
So what happened now is ridiculous, but yeah. At least we have something to talk about. Looking forward to the 6C release on this next episode.
Yeah, the 6C. That's what we'll talk about next.
Yeah. And then again, anything else that anybody wants to comment or leave down, and we can always post on the next one, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, it's only getting better.
Do we have an outro? Can we cut this just in case? Do we have an outro? We don't have an outro, do we?
We don't have an outro.
We don't have an outro. See you next time. This has been the Supercar Connection. There you go.